it's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm really excited what's happening in the Jeunesse world. I've been in the industry for it'll be 45 years this year, and I hope I can give you some insight on a thing or two to help you jumpstart your business. I know I can tell you maybe a whole lot more things what not to do, but hopefully we'll give you some nuggets today to help you take that business to the next level. So my talk today is called All Out Massive Action. How many of you are ready to get into all out massive action to build your business? Let me see your hands. You know, because that is what it takes. That's what it takes if you want to be a diamond. Who in here wants to be a diamond or aspires to be a diamond? Yes, absolutely. Guys, it is a wonderful life, and we want you to join us. So if we sound like we're a little excited, or we get, you know, that energy, or my voice gets real high, it's because I'm excited still every day. People say, Teresa, why are you still working? And I say, I love it. What is better than traveling the world, meeting awesome people like you, building a business, changing lives? Guys, there's nothing like it. And so we want to encourage you. We want you to run with us. We want to lock arms with you to help you get to the top of your business. So I'm going to talk a little bit. You can't talk a whole lot about it in 15 minutes, but all out massive action. So why don't you say AOMA with me? Say AOMA. 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 All out massive action. So what does that all out massive action look like? First of all, you're going to set the pace for the race. It's your race. This is a marathon. I used to train race horses. I trained a horse that ran the Kentucky Derby as a baby and won the Kentucky Derby. We took him in the starting gates in the beginning, and that was a scary thing for a baby horse. They're in a little area and they explode. One of the things we learned in pacing them was it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. So understand that this business is a marathon. It's not a 30, 60, 90-day sprint. Now some of you may come out of the gate faster, but pace yourself to stay in the race. You stay in the race with endurance. You stay in the race with doing work habits, ethics that we do in the industry to keep us in the race. I'm still working today. I have not let up, but I have a nice, steady, long-term pace to stay in the race. So you're going to set the pace for the race. You're going to know what you can do, whether you're part-time, full-time, sometime, all the time. You're going to know what that looks like. How many young moms do we have here? Wave your hands. Let me hear from you. Okay, young moms. Okay. How many grandmas do we have? Any grandmas? Well, let me tell you something. Grandmas rock. I tell this next generation, obviously, you can tell I'm a grandmother. 44 years in the industry, 45. I've been in it a while. But I say to that next generation, catch me if you can. And we're hoping that you can catch all of us and be a part of the Jeunesse story and have your story that can change your life and your family's life. So you need to set your goals. Set your goals with your sponsor. Set your goals with your team. Lock arms together and say, we're going to do this. We're going to take this to the top. Once you realize what you have a hold of, it will change your life. And there'll be a different step that you will have. There will be a difference in your confidence. There will be a difference in when you talk to people. There will be a difference in your story. Something will drop down in you to give you that aha moment. So set your goals. Guys, this GPS system is phenomenal. How many of you know people that could earn an extra $15,000 on top of their commission checks? Do you know anybody like that? That it could change their life? You know, we think sometimes we hear the big, big numbers. $200 extra, $400 extra a month can change lives. Now, how many of you think an extra $400 or $500 is much money? Let me see your hands. Not too many of you. But $400 or $500 can change lives. It's an extra payment. It's given to a charity. It's putting your kids in private schools, whatever it is that you need to do. For those of you that didn't raise your hands, deduct it from your checkbook, because that extra $400 or $500 will change, especially young couples growing up. I started out because I wanted to make $200 extra a week to stay home with my kids. I wanted to be that mom that can enjoy their kids and be with their kids growing up. And I tell people that's taken me from the jungles of Africa to presidential offices to speaking in front of Parliament, and it's just opened a whole door of communications around the world. I never dreamed that I would be to the place to travel around the world and build a global Jeunesse business. Being in the industry a long time, we've done well, but Jeunesse has taken us to a whole new level. So set your goals. When do you want to be that starting out? When do you want to be the jade? When do you want to be a pearl, a sapphire, a ruby, an emerald, a diamond? Make those vision boards like many of the leaders have talked about. Grab hold of your promise. Now, how many of you have dreams and visions? Let me see your hands. Everybody here, do you have a dream? Do you have a vision? Sure you do. That's in your spiritual DNA. That dream, that vision is desire. I don't believe the command center of heaven put us down here and said, I'm going to give you a dream and I'm just kidding. It was there for you to walk into in life. It was there for you to walk out your dreams and visions and desires. So how many of you now, with what you're doing now, are living those dreams and visions? Let me see your hands. Why does it get so quiet when I ask that? So very few people raise their hand. How long will it take you with what you're doing now, not with Jeunesse, how long will it take you to obtain your dreams, desires, and visions with what you're doing now? Let me hear some numbers.
Never.
How long? 5 years. Anybody else? What? 3 months. Anybody else? With what you're doing now, not Jeunesse. Because we know Jeunesse people are walking out those dreams and visions and desires. Anybody else? With what you're doing now, how long will it take you? Never. I hear that everywhere I go. They say never. And that is sad because we were meant to light the world, to touch lives. That you have an assignment down here on earth while we're here to touch lives and to change nations. So set those goals. Talk with your upline, your sponsor. Have that accountability together when you get into that all-out massive action. Know where you are, but know where you want to be. It's okay sometimes if we fall back. It's okay if we fall down. It's okay if we're not exactly where we need to be, when we need to be there. But if you set the pace for the race and you keep the endurance and you keep the vision, you will get to where you need to be. Now, these are just a few of the things for that all-out massive action. What does it look like? You want to stay in this realm. I tell people, everybody you talk to, you have one of the 3 R's. You have a referral, you have a retail, or you have a recruit. If you keep your focus in that area, then you've done a great job. Because see, you're not responsible for the outcome, but you are responsible for the effort. So what is the effort that you are putting in? These diamonds, I can tell you, that all-out massive action for us was 12 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours. And you know, some people, 20 hours, and because they knew what they had a hold of. I knew that I had a hold of the best thing that was going to ever come across my life. So you want to be in this arena, business meetings, expos, leads. Give yourself a hand for being here today. Yes, that's leadership, because many of you, that's right, many of you have come a long distance to be here. So pat yourself on the back and encourage the person next to you. So we do business luncheons, one-on-ones. You know, with the web now, guys, it is taking us to a whole new level that we never thought, dreamed, or imagined could happen. That is how you can start in your backyard, and you can expand to a global business where you've never met anybody. And with the programming that Randy and Wendy have put together, you know, I tell people, if he could do that launch pad for NASA and track that in its orbit, isn't it nice to know that he can track our checks by military time? We can see around the world all our commission checks and retail sales coming in. Guys, that's amazing. So you want to stay in this. You want to stay in the 3-way calls, the conference calls, the Zoom calls, the webinars, the business meetings, the trade shows. And yes, I still do trade shows, but you're triple diamond. But guess what? I run into new contacts. I have a trade show when I get home in May because there's contacts, there's retails, there are people out there that need what you have. So it's all about exposure and getting into the all-out massive action in these categories here, working with your upline and staying in that area. Now, I talk about this is a whole subject in and of itself, but you want to be a leader that is a movement leader, not a moment by moment by moment leader. And all of us have experienced that. See, movement leaders, they make decisions when they're at the top of the mountain. They don't make a decision when they're under stress, when they don't have to make that decision. They're very strategic. They're very, planned out with what they're doing with their business. When they need or have to make a decision, they can make that from a point of view of strategy and a movement time in their life. And some of you are at a place of transition in your life. And transition can be a wonderful, awesome place because most likely every place you've been and everything that you've already done is giving you and depositing in you for what you need today. So be that movement leader because Jeunesse is a global movement and that's what we are a part of. When I looked at Jeunesse, something in me said, oh my gosh, this is everything that I waited for in life. This is all my training, all my 39, 40 years in the industry because every 10 years, $1 billion giant rises. It always comes in a down economic time. So we are in a global transition right now. Products, goods, information, services, and Jeunesse is at the top of that, of how we are marketing and getting the word out on product. Guys, people are looking for us. How many of you know people that need to make money? Let me see your hands. How many of you know people that want to look better, want to feel better? Okay, guys, all we need is a little piece of that multi-billion-dollar industry. I've never been in a room where somebody says, I want to be old, ugly, and broke. And I don't think there's anybody in here that wants to sign up for that. So life is exciting. Embrace your Jeunesse business. Be a movement leader. Moment leaders, they jump from thing to thing to thing. You know, a rolling stone doth not collect moss, or they'll go from deal to deal to deal. We take our same work habits with us. So think as a movement as Jeunesse is a global movement. When I looked at Jeunesse, I said, oh my gosh, there was a few things that just really struck me, and I thought, you know, every 7 seconds somebody turns 50 in the US. Every second somebody turns 50 in the world. But this was a big, big aha for me. We've crossed over 7 billion people on the planet. And now it's the next 8 years, 7.5 years, over 1 billion people will turn 60. Guys, what do they want? They want to look better, they want to feel better, and we're living longer. So do you have a hold of something? A global company that is blazing the trail, leading the path on the science of youthful aging. So if you want to get into that all-out massive action, you think movement. This is a global movement that you are a part of. So the next thing that I want to talk about, my slide's not changing. Can you guys change it back there? Hello? Slide people, okay. One of the things about leadership too that I've noticed throughout the years is they're very focused. And are there fires in life? Absolutely. Are there issues in life? Yes, we all have them. Are there tough times? Yes. Are there unexpected things that happen? Are there disappointments? Yes, there are. And we are a sum total of our choices. Those are our actions that we're accountable for. But if you stay focused on the prize, if you stay focused on the promise, if you stay focused on where you want to be with your goals in life, you can get to the top, no matter what's going on around you. Everybody has issues, everybody has pain, but I tell you, you know what? God never wastes your pain. Allow him to use what you've been through because you have something that you can light a world with and change. So think local, build global. Start in your backyard, guys. Some people say, I don't know anybody around the world. You don't need to, but you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And before you know it, you wake up and you think, oh, my gosh, I have a global business. I never thought this could happen. So stay in this realm, recruit, retail, referral. You can chart yourself. What am I doing? Track yourself where you're at with your business. Stay in those arenas and you will see good things happen. Leverage the promotions. Guys, this promotion Jeunesse has, we had this in the beginning. I cannot believe they brought it back. It is absolutely amazing. Get to these events. Tell your people to come to these events. You don't know how long that they're going to run them, but you definitely want to be involved. So I want everybody to stand up with me. How many of you want to be a diamond? I'm going to close like I always do. How many? Okay, if you mean it, I want you to tell at least 5 people, you are a diamond. Tell 5 people, you are a diamond. All around you. You are a diamond. Come on, you can tell them, encourage them. You are a diamond. Like you mean it. You are a diamond. Do you mean it?
You are a diamond.
Okay.
Okay.
You are a diamond. I'm going to close. Here, guys. You're all a diamond. We want you to be a diamond with Jeunesse. We want you to experience the lifestyle. We want you to touch lives with your gifts, your abilities, what you've been put on this earth to do. You know, I don't know that you'll make it as a diamond. We want you to. Everybody stand up. You've been sitting all day. Keep standing. I'm almost done. We want you to be a diamond. But I don't know if you'll make it because I don't know what you're made out of. Because these people that have gone across the stage, they have worked extremely hard. Sometimes we just need to realize, if them, why not me? And so what I want you to do now, you guys all encourage somebody that they're a diamond, yes? You know, sometimes it's easy to believe for everybody else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets quiet.
Yeah.
It's easy to believe for everybody else. Sometimes the hardest thing in life is to believe for ourselves. That blessing or that special thing in life is for us. And so, together, we think you're diamonds. Whether you make it here or not, it doesn't matter. Because you're all a diamond, because God doesn't make junk. So, on the count of 3, together, I want you to say with everything in you, Europe, I know you can do it. I know you're alive. I want you to say with me on the count of 3, I am a diamond. Ready?